The connection between you and your person has always carried an unmistakable intensity, an emotional rhythm marked by passion, tension, and a constant fluctuation between closeness and distance. From the beginning, there was a magnetic pull that neither of you could deny. Yet, as powerful as that attraction was, it came with equally powerful contradictions. One moment, you were deeply intertwined, sharing a bond that felt almost destined, and in the next, you found yourselves drifting apart, engulfed by silence, confusion, or emotional withdrawal. This pattern of hot and cold energy, of pushing and pulling, created a dynamic that was both intoxicating and exhausting. It left you feeling as if you were walking on shifting sand, never quite certain where you stood, never sure whether the warmth you felt would remain or suddenly vanish. Over time, this unpredictability began to take its toll. You realized that you had been caught in an emotional cycle that kept you hoping, waiting, and giving, while receiving little clarity or stability in return. The constant highs and lows had become a source of anxiety rather than excitement. Eventually, you reached a breaking point, a moment of deep self-awareness when you understood that something had to change. Instead of clinging to the uncertainty, you turned inward. You made a conscious decision to prioritize your own well-being, your peace, and your life purpose. It wasn't an act of anger or punishment, it was an act of self-love. This shift in your energy was profound. For perhaps the first time, you stopped focusing on trying to fix or understand the other person and began pouring that attention into yourself. You invested your energy into healing, rediscovering your passions, and reconnecting with the parts of yourself that had been overshadowed by the emotional turbulence of the relationship. And while this decision brought you a renewed sense of clarity and empowerment, it also sent ripples through the connection itself. Your person felt the change almost immediately. While you embraced self-growth and peace, your person found themselves increasingly preoccupied with thoughts of you. What once felt like control or detachment on their end began to transform into longing, regret, and obsession. They started to realize, perhaps too late, the depth of what they had lost. Their fixation was born from a delayed recognition of your true worth. In the past, you had given them so much, your time, your forgiveness, your unconditional love. You were patient through their moods, understanding through their mistakes, and loyal even when you had every reason to walk away. You made them feel safe in ways they had never experienced before, offering them emotional warmth that penetrated even their deepest insecurities. But instead of cherishing your devotion, they took it for granted. They assumed that no matter how they behaved, you would always be there, waiting, forgiving, loving. Everything changed when you decided to step back. When you stopped chasing their approval or trying to stabilize the relationship single-handedly, you sent a powerful and unmistakable message that you would no longer accept being undervalued. Walking away from someone you loved wasn't easy, in fact, it was one of the hardest things you've ever done. But you understood that staying in a space where your needs were consistently unmet was slowly depleting you. Leaving was an act of courage, a declaration that your emotional health mattered more than their comfort or control. That choice altered the entire dynamic between you. The moment you stopped playing your role in the cycle of pursuit and withdrawal, the balance shifted. Your person, who once felt confident in your endless forgiveness, began to feel uncertainty creeping in. For the first time, they had to face the possibility that they had truly lost you. This realization filled them with regret and introspection. They began replaying every moment in their mind, the times you reached out, the times you forgave, the times they dismissed your feelings, and they saw, perhaps for the first time, how much they had taken from you without truly giving back. Their regret runs deep because it comes with the recognition that you never stopped loving them. Your love was never conditional. You stood by them through distance, miscommunication, and emotional storms. You were the anchor in the chaos, the one person who saw their potential beneath their fears. But instead of embracing that love, they projected their insecurities onto you. They assumed that you, like others before you, would eventually abandon them. Ironically, it was that very fear of losing you that drove them to behave in ways that pushed you away. Their defense mechanisms, manipulation, emotional withdrawal, inconsistency, were rooted not in malice but in fear. Yet, that fear became self-fulfilling. Now, in the silence that remains between you, they are beginning to feel the weight of their actions. The emotional instability, the uncertainty, and the constant questioning that once defined your relationship are now being mirrored back at them. They are experiencing what you once felt, the ache of longing, the confusion of absence, and the haunting realization that they may have destroyed something truly rare. They finally understand that your decision to step away was not a rejection of love, but a refusal to continue suffering. You did not walk away because you stopped caring, you walked away because you started caring more about yourself. This period of distance has become a catalyst for your personal transformation. By redirecting your energy inward, you've begun to rebuild yourself from the inside out. You've embraced new goals, rediscovered passions, and nurtured your independence. You've learned how to find peace without needing validation from anyone else. And while your reinvestment in yourself has been inspiring, it has also served as a mirror for your person, forcing them to see what they lost through their own fear and complacency. They now view your love as a sacred gift, one they mishandled and may never have the chance to receive again. For them, the silence is deafening. They miss you more than words can capture. Everywhere they go, reminders of you surface like gentle whispers from the universe. A song plays that you once shared, a familiar scent passes by, or a random conversation echoes something you once said. To others, these might seem like coincidences, but to them, they feel like messages, signs that the universe is speaking your name. Each sign stirs something deep inside, intensifying the ache of your absence. What hurts them most isn't just the emptiness but the reality that you're no longer there to fill it. They wake up each morning with a hollow feeling, instinctively reaching for their phone, hoping for a message or a missed call. Every time there's nothing, the heaviness grows. They're haunted by the thought that they were the one who ruined everything, that their inability to appreciate what they had led to the very outcome they feared most. In the past, no matter how turbulent things became, they always assumed you'd come back. You always did. But this time is different. The silence feels final, and it's breaking them in ways they can't put into words. They long for a sign from you, anything that shows you still care, that you still think of them, that there's still hope for what you once shared. They can't shake the belief that the love between you was extraordinary, something beyond ordinary connection. It was passionate, soulful, transformative. And even though they know they made mistakes, they hold on to the hope that love like that doesn't simply disappear. They imagine reconciliation, envisioning a version of the future where forgiveness and healing lead you back to one another. But at the same time, they are deeply aware that they may have to earn that chance, if it ever comes at all. Their initial strategy, pulling away instead of confronting emotional complexity, has now backfired completely. In trying to maintain control, they lost the very thing that made them feel alive. When you stopped reaching out, when you refused to play their games or seek their validation, it sent a shock through their system. Your silence became louder than words. It spoke of boundaries, dignity, and self-respect. For the first time, they are the one left wondering, waiting, hoping. Your decision to step back marked a powerful shift in the energy between you. No longer chasing, you established balance. You made it clear that your worth is not dependent on anyone's recognition. This newfound strength has not only changed how they see you, it's also changed how you see yourself. You've reclaimed your identity outside of the relationship, rediscovering the version of you that exists beyond love, heartbreak, or expectation. You've remembered that you are whole on your own. Meanwhile, your person is grappling with the consequences of their actions. The deceit, inconsistency, and lack of commitment that once defined their behavior are now sources of deep regret. They are beginning to see how their avoidance of vulnerability created instability and emotional exhaustion for both of you. For a long time, you were caught in a loop, hoping, waiting, forgiving, while trying to make sense of their mixed signals. That confusion left you drained, yet it also became your greatest teacher. Through it, you learned resilience, discernment, and self-trust. You discovered how to protect your peace even when your heart is open. This experience has transformed you. You've learned to detach from external chaos and maintain inner balance regardless of what others do. You've realized that love, no matter how deep, should not come at the expense of your emotional well-being. Your journey has been one of empowerment, learning to love without losing yourself. Now, as you rebuild your life with intention, your partner is left to face the emptiness of their own making. The control they once held has slipped away, leaving them vulnerable and uncertain. Their remorse runs deep. They are beginning to understand how their actions not only hurt you but also sabotaged something beautiful. They recognize that true connection cannot thrive without honesty, consistency, and respect. They are learning that love requires effort, vulnerability, and the courage to confront one's own fears. Whether they can rise to that challenge remains to be seen. Regret alone is not enough, lasting change demands action and growth. For you, however, this period represents a powerful rebirth. You've reclaimed your voice and set boundaries grounded in self-worth. You're no longer willing to settle for anything less than mutual respect and genuine partnership. This doesn't mean you've stopped caring about them, it means you've learned to care about yourself, too. You understand now that love should elevate, not drain, it should inspire, not confuse. Your journey has opened new doors. You are moving forward with confidence, grounded in purpose and clarity. You've discovered that peace is not something another person can give you, it's something you create for yourself. Whether your person chooses to do the inner work necessary to heal and reconnect remains uncertain, but you no longer need to wait for that outcome to find fulfillment. You've already won by choosing yourself. Still, somewhere deep in your person's heart, the hope remains alive. They imagine what it would be like to rebuild trust, to apologize sincerely, to show you through action, not words, that they've changed. They know that it will take more than promises to earn your faith again. And though they don't yet know how to bridge the gap, they are beginning to understand that love like yours is not easily found, or easily forgotten. As you continue to walk your path, you carry the lessons this connection taught you, that self-respect is the foundation of love, that boundaries protect the heart, and that healing often begins with loss. You've emerged stronger, wiser, and more compassionate, both toward yourself and others. The pain that once felt unbearable has transformed into strength. The silence that once felt empty now feels peaceful. No matter what the future holds, whether reconciliation or complete closure, you've already achieved something profound. You've taken back your power, rediscovered your independence, and reconnected with your purpose. You are no longer defined by the push and pull of another person's emotions. You stand rooted in your own energy, whole and unshakable. And though your person may still be searching for signs, longing for your return, and wrestling with the weight of their regret, you now understand that the greatest love story you'll ever experience begins within yourself.